All right, so today what we're going to be doing is creating a vector-based drawing. So first of all, we're going to go up and just change this title up here, and we're going to make a cookie cutter. But this would apply to a logo or anything that you want, various sizes. A vector-based image is going to be something that is calculated with math every time you scale it up, instead of reconfiguring or making those pixels larger where something gets pixelated. The first tool we're going to look at is this one right here. It's the only one. It's called the sketch tool. So I'm going to grab the sketch tool and drop it out in the center. And this uses what are called nodes. So you can see right now I'm about to put a node down. Now recently I had to create a space shuttle, and I didn't really know how to do that. So what I started doing was just drawing some basic paths along the way. So I'm going to scroll this up, and let me see if I can move this down. All right, so I'm just going to do this. I'm going to make everything symmetrical first. We're going to rip something off really, really quickly. And you can see this grid is going to help me get everything where I want it to be. Now, once I get here, I've got two choices down at the bottom. One is a shape, or one is a stroke. So if I want this to have an outline, so if we're going to make a cookie cutter, we need an outline. I'm actually going to switch there, and then I'm going to turn it on and make this width really, really small, like let's make it just 1 for now. We can always change it later. So now if I want, I can hit finish sketch, and you'll see what happens. I end up with this shape right here, okay? But up here, I get my box. I can change the color. I'm going to edit the sketch. So now what I want to do is I want to switch. I want to select it, and I want to go over to the left, and I want to change this node tool. So now I see the nodes that I drew, and in this case, maybe what I really was after was a ghost. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the top one, and down at the bottom, I could change it, instead of a sharp angle, to a curve, or to handles where I can control each side. Well, I actually want this to be a curve, and now I want this, if it's a ghost, to go a little more like that. I'm thinking Pac-Man, a little retro ghost, right? But down at the bottom, this looks more like a bookmark or a ribbon. So I need to add a few more nodes. I'm going to add one here, and then it should go back down, and then it's going to go up. Okay, let's move that. Then let's see, it's going to go back down, and then it's going to go up. So each one of these, I could do it. Let me raise this guy up. I'm going to if I click on it now, it'll delete it. So I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to raise this guy up. And actually, that looks pretty cool. I like it like that. But if I wanted it curved, I could curve each one of these just by clicking on the node right there, and then this curve. I don't know why that one didn't go for some reason. Get right on it. All right, so we're going to try this guy. There we go. So I got individual control now. And for some reason, I'm not getting the other one. That's kind of interesting. We'll come back and see if we can edit that a little bit later. That one should be fine. Let's switch that. There we go. I don't know what's going on. Maybe there's two nodes there and it's hard for me to see them, but you get the basic idea. So shift that guy over. There, that's exactly what's happened. So I actually need to go back and delete this guy right here. Now, it's weird, I didn't know there were two there. I'll make that one a curve, and let's hit finish sketch. So now that's starting to look like a ghost. Pretty cool looking, right? So what I want to do now is I want to make this the size that I need. So in this case, I want this to be a max of maybe 70. So I'm going to hold shift, and I'm going to drag this out until that is close to 70 right there. I'll zoom out just a little bit, and now it's too thick. So I'm going to edit this sketch. I'm going to go back, click on it. I'm going to click on this guy, and I'm going to take this down up to about half. And now I've got a nice outline cookie cutter kind of thing. Now to make this into a cookie cutter, you'll see down here on the right, we are on the metric system. So that means right now this is 2.6 centimeters or 26 millimeters high. We actually only need this to be about 15. So I'm going to drop that down. So now to fill it out, it's really simple. Click on it, copy paste, and now edit sketch on the one you pasted. and click on the edge, and down here where you change the stroke settings, just turn them off. Hit finish sketch, and now we have a big old block that we just need to make. Let's make it 4. No, that's 2. We'll make it 2. That'll pop down, and we can center them up. I'm going to select them both. Click center, right, left, up and down is all good. And as you can see, we have our shape. So a couple cool things you can do really fast. You know, I made these eyes. I'm going to drag some eyes over. They're grouped together. I will align those to the center. Good, I already got them. And I'll bundle group them. That's a little different feature. Doesn't add or subtract anything. And I also used this. I got some handles. Let's move those into position, and then we'll zoom back in and make it all look good. Click over here, make sure, oh, it's in too far. So I'm gonna pop that guy back out, that guy back out. And if this is too much where it's hanging off, you can always change your snap grid settings and lower them to a 0.5 millimeter and then get it right where you want it. So I'm gonna select this guy and this guy. I'm gonna group those together. And I'm going to select the whole thing and make sure it's all aligned to the center. Awesome. And we're ready to go. So I can group it, union group it together. And if you look at it now, we have our little ghost cookie cutter with some vampire teeth or whatever you want to call that, some negative space. And that's how you use the sketch tool to make a vector-based 3D print.